Good morning! Or afternoon, or whatever the fuck time it is for you guys. Welcome. So I had a dream. I remember at least a part of it very distinctly. That I was running through a Half-Life level. And it wasn't an actual Half-Life level, but that's the best way to describe it. Because it was like this giant factory. And on the ground floor was a bunch of stock for like a grocery store. And I had to disable parts of the like upper part of the factory room, whatever room we were in. There was like transport that would come through, and it was like assembly line stuff or whatever, I guess. So they had these like rail carts, sort of. They're more like small flat platforms that you'd put supplies on, and I had to get a bunch of shit onto the floor so that I could boost myself up onto the midsection of the whole like area, so that I could actually get onto these platforms that were moving around. And so it was basically a platforming gimmick, but it was first-person fucking VR shit or whatever. That's why I described it as a Half-Life level, because there was no gameplay. It was just me doing that. So I thought that that's what was going down. I thought that that's what I had to do. But as I did that, a bunch of like cleaning crews came in to start moving the shit away, and I was like, "What are you guys doing? I need that!" Started yelling at them, and they just didn't understand. They were like, "What?" So then I woke up at some point after that. Don't really remember much else. But I distinctly remember having to do some platforming, and then some cleaning crews came in and ruined my day. Which is kind of a funny gimmick. A funny idea. Just forgot to notate that earlier, figured I would throw it in there now. I remember thinking about making it so that workers no longer provided collision only to own units and allied units, but I've decided that it makes more sense to make it a consistent thing. It will make worker harassment that much easier, though. That is something to keep in mind. Might be a reason to revert it back to the other idea. Because now, at this point, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to workers. Like, if you have a vulture run by, you can run the vultures through the workers. Of course, to counteract this, the workers can just be told to stop, and you can drone drill them or whatever, but that's obviously a bit riskier. So it'll take some getting used to, but should be interesting. Oh. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. More stuff to copy paste. Did I already do the player need? I don't think so. Trying to think of what else I would throw in here for a player need. I guess the whole thing, right? I have a feeling this is actually not correct. It's supposed to be 2. Good one on me. Wondering why I didn't call the other layouts. They exist in the script. This probably never was compiled. Let's try this again. Now the problem with this method is it's very, very taxing to go through and do everything. But, on the plus side, I only have to do it once the expansions themselves are finalized. I believe we're at 36. It might be 35. It's easy to figure out, though. No, 36. So, that's obviously a lot of expansions. I'm not going to be, logging them all right now. I don't even know if this is the final setup, so we will we'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about that right now. Today's Sunday, right? Nice, relaxed Sunday, man. Getting my stretching in early, apparently. As I reach for the caffeine. So today's stream, we're going to be doing some work on AI, obviously, but specifically, we're going to be trying to finalize the renegades. Previously, we worked on them and made sure that they had their base layouts for the starting bases that they have set up. And the build threads, those are the 2 streams we worked on them before. We did base layouts and we did build threads. What's up, Don? How are you? Afternoon for you. So with the... I guess what the general plan is just going to be to fill in this AI script. We'll see where we go, how far we get, and that's that. For bread, you say? Yeah, I think so. I slept a little bit later than I thought I would, but that's okay. Oops. Fucking destroyed my microphone again. God damn it. I will say that the timestamps DF left in the 2 anime VODs so far are pretty fucking great. Absolutely destroyed. How about you? How are you holding up after the whole meow disaster? Can't wait for more, yeah. Well, this evening I'm going to be starting Half-Life 2. It's going to be a bit later than the stream schedule says. Dynamo's not going to be available for the review until like 3 o'clock my time, and I was supposed to start the stream at 2. So we're gonna do the review for that, and then we will. I'll chime in with Half-Life 2 whenever I'm free with that. But I know it's starting a little late for the European viewers, so hopefully it's not too big of a deal. And of course, there is always the VOD. No, yeah, that's the thing, is like it was supposed to start in about 4 hours, but it's probably going to start in like 6 instead, because of the fact that Dynamo is not going to be free for the Warcraft 2 review for another 5 hours, and that's probably going to take us an hour, so. Bit later. Glad you're excited. Man, I've been out of the game so long. I look forward to figuring that out. What else do they do? What else are they gonna do? Without Devourers, they don't really have much. What, you mean the base game? Okay. I'm hoping to finish Half-Life 2 and its expansion packs, as well as Wanderers of Sorceria, by the end of this year. I think the Half-Life 2 stuff is doable by the end of this month. And if we keep the anime campaign going at, you know, taking 2 streams per campaign, then theoretically we should be able to finish that by, like, the first week of December. But I'm not sure if that's going to work out. The biggest issue for me is, like, I'm going to be doing a lot of mod streams alongside it, and I don't want to start, like, slacking on this map when we're getting up close to the due date for it. Yeah, well, there's also 2 expansion campaigns for Sorceria. I'm not sure if I'm going to play those. I might do it just so that I have a comprehensive view on the fucking anime disaster that it is, but maybe we'll skate by without having to do that. I think that's all they have right now. Leave it at that. Yeah, I'm still not sure about the Black Mesa thing. I definitely will give it a run this year, like whenever we're done with Half-Life 2. But whether or not I complete it is another thing. I was thinking that I would definitely give it a run and see how it is. Apparently, like what you were saying is apparently like Zen is the only area that's not finished. Usually I like to wait until stuff is completely done before I play it, but obviously you paid for it, so I'm not gonna like ignore it. It's just a matter of figuring out how to go about deploying it. Like, do I... like, do I leave it the way it is, or do I play the whole thing and then come back to it later after they release the final version of the Zen build? That's probably what I'll do. But. Yeah, I mean the problem with that is like if I just play only Zen in 2 years, it'll feel like It'll definitely feel a little strange, I feel like, but I suppose we'll figure it out. If it's only going to take me an hour to beat the current version of Zen, then I might as well just give it a run and see what I think. But we shall see. What the fuck is the max? Oh, it's above. When am I doing the... Oh, what's up, Jantovic? What's up, Blackware? When you were doing this AI scripts, how deep can you go? How much is handled by the game itself, and how much is the script difference? Basically, the way that it works is you're giving the AI a set of build orders. You're telling them when and where to attack. You are telling them when and where to build. When and where to position their units for guards. But... that's it. Pretty much. I mean, you can tell them like when and where to upgrade as well, and all this other stuff, but well, you can just tell them when to upgrade. Where they decide to, which structures they decide to use for that purpose is up to them. But it's not as precise as I would like, but it's certainly more flexible, more more malleable than Warcraft 3, for example, where there's a lot of natives that with no documentation. There's stuff like that for Starcraft, but it's much... I mean, we at least have documentation on it, so... No, you can place defense structures really easily. Hey, as far as the stuff is concerned for the Zerg AI, I was hoping that we could get Gorgoleths implemented. I'm not sure how that'll work out. Because they need to use these units in a very it's not just like a traditional unit like the Basilisk and the Vorvaling. Even though I would like them to use those units a little bit more intelligently, and the Basilisk obviously has the burrow thing that we need to figure out, so that they can actually set up creep and stuff. At the end of the day, they can be used like a traditional unit. The Gorgoleth can't really do that. Like, the Gorgoleth is a very specialist unit in a sense, where it does require more micro than an average A-move unit. You would need to make sure that the Gorgoleth has some sort of threat detection where it's not going to go into a suicide itself and attack units. You know what I mean? Because it attacks in melee and only against air units if it doesn't have energy. And so, but then it also needs to be treated like a traditional A-move unit when it has energy and is using its attack against ground units. So, if you think you can whip up a system for the AI using all that under those circumstances, and it won't be like because it's going to be a pricey unit based off of the Mutalisk, which is 100, needs an upgrade to the Spire, which is already pretty expensive as it is. And then the Morph itself, I'm not sure what the stats are right now in the document, but even if I made it relatively easily, it's still going to be an expensive unit. So I just don't want the AI to throw that shit away because they're not equipped to use it. I can see if I can come up with something. I had a placeholder graphic for the Gorgoleth, but I definitely don't have anything right now for the Kassan Screamer. Like, everything that I was thinking about was like the shit on the let's see. There's a couple of units that are on the DLDB, for example, that potentially could work for it. Like there was, I think they called it something really bad. They called it like the Gargantulisk or something. So I'm trying to see if I can find it. It's buried underneath a bunch of other shit. I don't know where it is. Yeah, well, there's no tool for optimal building or like telling the AI where to build in Warcraft 3. So yeah, you're kind of fucked if you're staying in that platform. Whereas in Brood War, you can tell the AI exactly what to build, where. Go to... I don't remember what the hell it was called. Gigantalisk, here we go. So this is the graphic I was talking about. Like, this is the only thing that even comes close, and it's really not in the same art style, so I would not want it. And it's like too big, and it's way too goofy looking. Maybe there's something in some of these, like in the Outlive shit. I don't even know what is it. I've never even played Outlive or seen it, so I don't know what asset it is. Maybe there's something in some of these other RTS games that we could use as a placeholder. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to kit bash the Ultralisk and like replace the blades with something else. But I can whip something up if need be. I just need to finish the AI first. I was actually going to start on, rather than worry too much about the custom doodads, the dead doodads, I was actually going to start working on modifications to the Zergling and Hydralisk sprites so that I could get proper Uraj and... they're called Uraj and Callus in this, but get proper Vorvaling and Basilisk units, like unit graphics. So I could just make it a priority to do the Screamer. I mean, in a sense, you can conceive of the AI script here that I'm doing as a triggers script, but the problem is, triggers in Warcraft 3 are really not. They're not performant at all. And if you ever have a map where you want to have like 3 or 4 AI running at the same time, you are almost guaranteeing a crash or a memory leak or something. Not because of your faulty coding necessarily, just because of the fact that it's not a good look. That game, I would not recommend.
About hunting down scumbags that gets my blood pumping. And I know you girls are gonna go down in history. Scumbags pumping.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Outlive and all those other clones eventually. I just need to make sure that I can actually run them. Which is no easy task. Alright. I mean, that depends on the personality of the AI. Some AI are going to be reckless. Some players, rather, are going to be reckless, and some players are going to be a little bit more conservative. For this, I need to see the base. Yeah, the build thread. Looks like they get to a queen's nest before they get to a spire. Okay. Oops. So everything checks out here. I don't even know if I ordered up a greater spire here. It doesn't look like that. I've definitely played around with the idea of an AI that has that sort of threat detection. Like one of the things I was talking with iCore about somewhat recently on a different mod stream was I actually wanted the AI to feel like, or to basically, I wanted the AI to be scanning regions for threat that it can see. So if it scouts you out, it'll see this is how many military units are here, this is how many, worker units, production structures, tech structures, basically priority targets. Because the AI separates it out and says, basically priority targets for the AI are tech structures, production, workers, and army, like enemy military units. And so in that situation, I'm going to bias each individual AI in favor of attacking a certain combination of units and against attacking a certain combination, or not units, targets. So one AI may want to target military, one AI may want to target your mining, one AI may want to target your production structures or your tech, and they'll have a tier list where this is like a percent chance, basically, to decide to target something like this. So more often than not, they're going to target, like an AI that wants to target your economy and then your military. More often than not, you'll see your worker line and your army that it scouts out under attack. And so that adds value to actually stopping them from scouting you, because if they don't have any targets that they are aware of, then when it comes time for them to attack, they're going to be scouting with their attack force in a sense, which is obviously going to be a little bit less effective as if they... It'll be like a conventional attack if they don't have any active targets that they can consider. And that to me makes sense as well. So, like if you didn't really know where your enemy was, but you wanted to move out to attack, then you would probably do some sort of less organized attack, in theory. I don't know if they will do the sort of threat detection the way that you were describing, Jantovic, where they're going to say, hey, this force is way too powerful for my force to deal with. They might try to sidestep forces that they can see. And, Protoss AI, for example, will be making heavy use of observers, and Zerg will be making heavy use of Parasite, and Terran will be making heavy use of Comsat. But the point is that they're going to want to scan the map, literally and figuratively, to figure out where the enemies actually are, where their targets are, like what do they actually want to do. So stuff like that is going to be pretty important. I'm sure that I would probably prefer it more than that, yeah. And maybe you'll be able to get something useful out of it, too. Don't I have the new games? Here it is. So, Ikeware, we have the new Ultralisk upgrades already in there, but I can't tell the AI to actually research them just yet. That's probably something that we need to get done. Yeah, yeah, I definitely want them to actually have to scout to get this information before they do any adaptations. But yeah, that would be the idea. That eventually you build it into that. Yeah, maybe I can squeeze it in this December after Wanders of Sorceria. If it's that short. Bang it out in a stream. But we'll see. Might be nice to detox with an actual RTS, as opposed to fucking Wonders of Sorceria. Will Upgrade Jump be able to read extended upgrade status? Or no? What's up, Dio? See, I feel like I should add Puncher in the Face Getter, and then people can do the punch sound effect on Mixplay. Well, speaking of which, I probably have to toggle that so that people can actually use it. There's a couple of good ones that I had recently that I need to add over. Somebody was requesting Meow. I don't even know which Meow they want. I think it was Dawn. Oh, I wonder if we should use the metastasis. Should we be that evil? You think we need new upgrade jump? Like a separate command? Whatever it is, hopefully it can work for all upgrades at the same time instead of having to have a separate one for the extended ones, but we'll figure that out. I haven't really been thinking about the warp relay just because it has. I've been working on this mostly, but I do know what I want to do with them. So, like right now, it requires a lot of APM and in order to get any effectiveness out of the unit, basically. I did change it at some point to make it so that structures that are bound with the warp relay get 50% increased production speed. That seems like an okay change, but it still requires a lot of micromanagement in order to bind the structures, right? So I'm not really sure if that is the final change. One of the things that I was considering was whether or not you should be able to cast conduit regardless of range, like make it so that it's a map-wide range, so you can add more structures to it from afar. That to me might make more sense, because then it's less about like you don't need to pre-plan as much. I like that you can get some benefits from pre-planning. Maybe there's like a cast time where the unit has to take some more time before it binds correctly. And during that period of time, it's slower or immobilized, and that cast time is reduced if, like, the closer you are to the structure, the less time it takes, or maybe it can be an energy cost or something. But Go for metastasis. Metastasis. The problem is, like, it's something new that players are not going to be they're not necessarily going to know what the fuck to do with that. Metastasis is a sick upgrade, but I don't know. That's kind of rough. We definitely need to make it so that the cast time for Defilers is in play, though. I did reduce the damage, but we need to add the 1 second channel time for Defilers if we're going to do this, because there needs to be more counterplay if Metastasis has the ability to just fucking annihilate people. Could you imagine, like, you Metastasis and then Broodling a bunch of units and just continuously, or you Plague and Broodling, just fucking wipes everything out entirely. That's going to be a real disaster. Okay. Oh, yeah, I need to pop open Firegraft here. Figure out what Plague is. 15. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna be adding that pretty soon because it's right there on the screen right now, but it doesn't have that little bit because this is taken from the second Zerg mission. So no Defilers in play yet. That is gonna be some sick shit. That is Jesus. We do have Broodling researched. Queen mana. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, when we have the we can upgrade some of the what's it called? The Basilisk upgrades. What's up, Veek? How are you? Defiler and Ultralisk upgrades. Metastasis is an extended upgrade as well. You said Defiler. The Basilisk ones. Basilisk range and the Basilisk bounce as well. We're not going to be adding the Gorgoleths. I will probably end up adding some Screamer upgrades, so if we do end up including Screamers, then we're going to need to throw them in there. But that may take a while. I think it would be nice to have Tendril Amatosis, but I'm not sure if that's what's going to... I think I might just mutate them to Greater Sunken Colonies, but I'm going to have to wait for us to have more unit entries for that. So I can't really do that right now, so I think maybe Tendril Amatosis might make it in then. Chasmal Colonies would have been nice, but I don't think we have the time to do it. I think we need the tech extender first. What we can do is we can tell them to plague Vorvalings that are in combat. Once they have the upgrade, I think that would work. I will end up editing the, what's it called? The text file eventually. I'm not sure when, but eventually. I am going to have to go through all of the scripts using, like, replace in file or whatever once I do that, but... Yeah, that's another concern that I have, is I don't want there to be, like, with the Metastasis and the Ultralisk upgrades and the Kassan Screamer, I'm not sure if players are going to be able to figure out what's happening. With the Ultralisk Saber Siphon, I should probably find some small overlay effect to play on the Ultralisk itself when they attack, to help show that there is indeed an upgrade. But I might just make it so that there's a recolor of the blades of the Ultralisk to act as what would you call it? Like a recolor for the blades to be like redder or something. That's definitely going to be a doozy, though, to actually figure out how to do. And I don't know if I'll be able to do that in time, so... As usual, we will play it by ear. Did we do everything up until the upgrades? I mean, up until the expansions. It looks like it. I do have to do idle orders for some of the other spells, though. I forget what the count syntax is, as usual. The 22nd. So we have about almost 3 weeks. Ugh. Yes, the shaman is completely implemented. I just need the graphic for it to be considered final, in air quotes. Any changes that it would receive would be balanced like numerical changes, and it wouldn't affect the actual identity or the abilities of the unit. What's up, Patrick? How are you? I was actually hoping that at some point I would be able to get something from you, DF, but I wasn't sure if that was feasible or not, because I know you've been working on the 3D stuff in general. So I guess the million-dollar question here at this point is, Iquare, do you think it would actually benefit us more to scrap the micro section part of this and make it so that it was just 3 macro players? Because I can do that as well, but... like, I don't know if you think we'll have enough time to get the relics implemented for this particular submission. Alright, this is fine. Yeah, I remember. Well, hopefully, I was thinking that now that you have your PC back, once we get this Megatile issue sorted out, we won't really have any issues with... like, even if there's going to be some unexpected stuff that comes up, hopefully we would be able to fix it sooner. But you do make a fair point about... like, this Megatile thing has consumed, I think, a whole week, if not more, already. So it's, that's one of the 2 extra weeks we got. I thought we would have even more time at some point, because, apparently, like, Alexander, I think it was, he was talking about how the, like, Jay Bruno's going to be traveling, so they're not even going to have, like, he wasn't sure when the due date was going to be, if it was going to be sometime in December, or what. But apparently the due date is still affixed to the 22nd, which is fine. That's 2 more weeks than we thought we would have. And good thing, too, because obviously we only have 6 days left. If we were to... or 5 days now. If we were going to try to release by the 8th, it definitely would not look like a very pretty map. So. We still have to fix the desyncing for the shamans as well. And presumably there's going to be some other shit that comes up that's going to desync multiplayer. So I think when you look at it that way, it probably makes the most sense to... focus on just fixing all of the issues that we have right now and implementing some of the stuff that we already started to implement, like the extended upgrades. And then, like, if we have enough time, we might be able to make it so that all players can field the reliquaries and that sort of thing. And all players can use the micro in general. instead of it just being one player. But that would involve having all of, like, a whole bunch of relics, obviously, because... well, no, maybe not. I think with the current configuration, we would have enough for all 3 players, because that's just 6 augments and 3 weapons and 3 armors if we wanted to do the bare minimum, and I think we already planned on doing 4 weapons, 4 armors, and 8 augments, so we would have a little bit of leeway there if we wanted to. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm thinking, I'm actually not really sure what I'm going to do with the second Protoss mission. At first I was thinking you would have... one of the players would be playing as Phoenix, but then I thought, well, it might make more sense if both players are sort of sharing a base area a little bit, and they have to branch out from that. And the Phoenix player is setting up a base as the early game starts, and you have to sort of keep pressure off of him while he sets up, or he'll, you know, his warriors will fall, something like that. So that's probably what I'm going to do for that. Okay. So I'm thinking now we just need the attacks and then the layout for the various expansions. Here. Oh, we need guards as well. So that shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Well, let's do the let's have the base idea be that we have 3 macro players now, and we'll evolve that if we end up having more time. We'll just roll with that assumption for now, and I'll end up making. I was already going to make a macro AI to replace the micro player if the micro player wasn't present. That's another thing we need, though, is we need that AI script command that converts empty human slots to computer player slots, so that then we can run triggers for them and have them be running as AI. So we're going to have to test that as well. So hopefully we can get that running at some point, because that's going to be important for this map and for all of the other Hydra maps. Yeah. Well, I think we can always cannibalize the ramp flag if we want to do something like that. Just make it so that air units can't pass through ramp tiles. The only thing I'll need to do is make sure that none of the other tiles actually show up as ramp tiles. Like, none of the actual ramps have ramp tiles on them. That's the only thing that would be worrisome for that. Because the ramp tile apparently does nothing. But I don't know if the logic exists in the game to do something like that. Huh. Yeah, that sounds like it's a nightmare to work with, honestly, when you put it like that. DF, when you were talking about people having artism, I'm able to come up with the designs of the units, but if you're talking about, like, I post my text design, and you just get a bunch of people who, like, write or draw, like, a various version, or something like that, I could probably do some basic shitty concept art. I guess that would probably help illustrate the idea a little bit better. If you think that would help. Trying to think of a way to use deaths to make a randomizer that keeps into account who it attacked, like who in a sequence it attacked. So I want a randomizer that says, if I've attacked player 1 and player 2, then my next attack is going to be player 3. My next attack against the players is going to be player 3. So I'm thinking, like, when it's just 2 players, it's really easy because you just add a death for player 1, and then when that death is there, it attacks player 2 instead, if it randomly rolls into player 1's attack thread. With multiple players, it's a little bit different. I guess I could just do that same switch system with 3 players. And then once all 3 of the individual switches are set, clear all of them so that it restarts. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. So we would do, like, at least one probe. P2. Right, and then we would, down here in P2. Zealot, P3. Alright, that system should work just fine. Yeah, I was thinking about what you were talking about earlier, Iquare, where you're planning on basically redrafting the whole system. I think that makes more sense. Well, we've got our skeleton here anyway. I gotta use the bathroom. I shall return. Alright, I have returned. There was a very brown, blackish squirrel outside. Man, this reforged shit is a disaster, huh?
This narcotic, unlike the opiates, the synthetics, and cocaine, is non-addictive. By non-addictive, it is meant that the user of marijuana, when deprived of the drug, will not experience the agonies of withdrawal. It is habituating, but its use can be discontinued.
Yeah, DF, after I'm done with some more, after I've got more work done on the AI, I can pop into Photoshop and do something real quick. In line with the text description I sent you some time ago. Just people are posting the bits and pieces of the beta, and it's not looking too hot, man. As expected, I suppose. But still. Would have hoped it was a bit better. Don't have team color on their structures. Game lags anytime somebody starts building a structure. Nice. Really outdid themselves. They decided they're not going to remake the campaign after all, so you're just going to have a shit campaign the whole time. Nice. Looking good. Great. Good stuff. Oh, man. What a fucking mess. Alright. I think I can actually go for it and start doing the regions. I don't see why not. And then after that, let's see what else I decide to do. I think what I'll probably end up doing is, I mean, I gave approximations, I think, but maybe not for that particular asset. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I have it in a file called... There we go. Yeah, it just has a few frames, I guess. So I'll have to fill that in later on, yeah. I wonder if there's actually enough expansions on the map for 3 players here. 3 macro players, that is. I think once you wipe out some of the Feral Zerg, you should be fine.
As we
Yeah, I definitely want to make upgraded units look differently. That's something that I've already told DF to build into the model. For example, the Shaman's final look is that there's a light gray box with an Asclepius insignia, and that box is attached to the part of the Shaman's like back end, basically. To show the reactor upgrade. And the taser glow is white normally, but it turns blue when the overcharge upgrade is researched. So like stuff like that is a visual tell. Oh, DF, what do you think about the... Chalk's had some sort of change to the way that hovering works? Do you think that it looks better than the default hovering? Or do you think that in order to get that to work, you would need to build that into the animation? Because the Shaman is supposed to hover. And if I can improve the hovering of all units, obviously I'm going to. But I didn't look at I haven't looked at that video that he made in a while, so I don't really know what that looks like. Yeah, he made some change to that. But I haven't looked at it in a long time, so... As in there's too much of a, like, distraction visually. So maybe we could reserve it for capital ships or something? If you have any ideas for how to improve the system he came up with, I would be all ears for that, because while I don't think it's that big of a deal in the long run, it would be nice to improve the bobbing if If it helps sell the fantasy that it's an air unit, you know?
An illusion is possible only because some factor in the consideration is not what it seems. Is not what it seems. And so it can make things look like what they are not.
Alright, we're just about done with these regions, and we'll be able to move on to more exciting things, one might say. Alright, cool. So now we just need to finish up the attack thread, and theoretically... Oh yeah, I have to just set up... well, I have to do the base layouts at some point, but that's not really that big of a deal right now. Theoretically, we are all good. At some point I gotta tweak the tile set as well. That'll be later. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go for the algorithmic thing because it's going to be too difficult to balance in a short amount of time. But in a perfect world, I would be experimenting with that. That's just too unforeseen. So... Oh, Iquare, I don't even know if he's still here. Hopefully he'll be able to make the attack extender at some point. It looks like he's offline. So. I forget what that wish list item was. Okay. Let's finish this one up. Thanks for letting me know. I forgot to fix that. Okay. Should be fixed now. Might have to refresh. But yeah, I'm thinking like I definitely want to have what would you say, the attack limit extended, the number of units. Warcraft anime, yeah, I agree with that. So DF, did you enjoy the extra hour of sleep you got today? With daylight savings time? You went to bed after daylight savings ended? No, you dummy. I went to bed at like... I fell asleep at midnight. And when I was setting my alarm for 8 o'clock in the morning, I was like, why does it say I have 9 hours? I was like, oh shit! I was very excited. Wound up working out, man. No. I can't attack at 100 Zerglings, that's too mean. I'll do 72 instead. Yeah, attack prepare, attack do, or attack 2. Basically, everything before that with your attack add or attack rand is committing it to a list, and then the list doesn't get added to the requests until the AI receives the command. That's why if you want to do something different, like you want to have these units prepared beforehand, you have to use like train, or you have to multi-run a train, if you don't want it to be delayed as well. But I don't usually find that that's super necessary. I have a wait after call target rand, and target rand cycles through a whole bunch of other shit, all of which ends in either an attack 2 or an attack prepare. Call, in this case, the call is replacing attack prepare or attack 2. Because that's what it calls. Yeah, that's why I would multi-thread the train. So that if it does hang, it's hanging in a multi-thread, multi-run or something. It doesn't actually do anything.
You wait.
Attack 2 is the same thing as attack prepare, but it tells the AI where to prepare and where to attack. Yeah. What did you think it did? It's functionally identical besides telling the AI which regions to target. For preparation and for the attack target. No, yeah, you're not supposed to do attack 2 and then attack prepare. that will not end well for your AI. Maybe it'll do nothing, but I'm pretty sure it'll just overwrite the attack 2 coordinates. Or maybe the second one is what's ignored. If there is any ignoring happening. Yeah, attack prepare is the default algorithm. Okay. Well, I think we have a functioning AI. Of course, I have no idea. For sure. But may as well. Pop it into Pi MSAs. And see what we get. That's they have two separate ones. TR3R. fuck is it talking about? Yeah, I mean, I sent you the, or I gave you the rundown of my ideal attack system, the AI attack concept that I came through with. Yeah, we do just need like a brand new AI system, but if we were to modify it the way that with the basic system, it would probably be something like what you were just talking about, where you would have preset styles and targets, and attack prepare would determine. Like a new version of attack prepare would not only determine the target, being production, mining, tech, or army, but it would also determine the style of attack, which would be frontal attacks, some sort of special harassment, or a split attack where it targets multiple targets with the same attack and splits the forces. And yeah, I agree with the building placement one. That's going to be really nice when we have that. Something customizable that lets us fuck around with how we want to do it. There should be a not in combat flag for idle orders. Let's see. Oh, missed priority. Yeah, target closest enemy value. That would be another idea where it's like a conservationist AI that wants to make sure that it's taking care of everything in a very simple fashion. But again, it would have to scout you out first, so it's not as simple. Closest enemy that it knows is there.
You were supposed to love me, weren't you?
Alright, so we're getting somewhere here. With that AI compiling now, I think I can comfortably take a second and try and get a concept piece for DF here.
They don't have any friends. People make fun of them. It makes me feel bad for them.
Why are you so mean to me? Why don't you like Photoshop? Oh.
Not me.
Well, I don't know how to make shapes. Well, I don't know how you find that less boring than AI, but... Can't I, like... fucking morph this or something? Yeah, I know how to draw a straight line. I'm trying to draw angled shit. Whatever, I'll just freehand it. Oh, I see. Cool. Man, I am so bad at drawing. So what do we have as an example anyway? Let's pop open the existing graphic that I have. See where that looks like. I don't even remember what graphic I replaced with it. Thought there was going to be a way to generate a bump map out of this or something. I don't have the tool for that though. Alright, well, I think I have some idea of what I need to do now. The thing is, like, I'm getting hung up on really small details when it really is supposed to just be a mock-up. So... I don't like that it doesn't save your fucking last click when you're trying to do shit.
Devil's hands have been busy.
There's some sort of tism happening. Not quite sure what yet. What do you mean he banned me on his channel? I mean, I've been banned from that server from quite a while. I think we're going on 2 years now. It's an amazing thing. Oh, you mean he deleted all my comments? That's really psychotic. I have a feeling he probably just wanted to stop me from posting during his live streams or something, and by proxy he hid me from the channel, which it also hides all existing comments. So I don't know that it was necessarily intentional, but. Well, it's not. I mean, my comments on his videos weren't criticism, though. They were just responding to some questions that he raised.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Yeah, this is a shame. Oh, yeah. On his live stream, I mean, I wasn't criticizing him when I was commenting. I was just posting ones. It was that I totally get. Like, if somebody was spamming me and I didn't want them to, then I would also block them from the stream. But that's not the issue. I don't think they have anything like that for 3DS Max, or you know, very obviously they didn't even give like the average Joe their ability to do shit. DF, just look at what remastered looks like. So I didn't really show the sloped roof very well. That much is for sure. And I'm not crazy about this box placement. It's too bad I suck so much at art. That looks a little bit better to me. Though still shit, admittedly. I'm thinking maybe the tasers probably should be at the bottom where they were before, but then there's not really any reason for these indents to be here. That's pretty insane. Like I said, man, that guy's not gonna have anything to play if he keeps it up. I guess he doesn't really care that much, though. Yeah, the interview that I did with him was deleted very, very soon after I got banned. And yeah, I'm basically doing this as like a quick concept for DF so that he can see what I'm trying to get at. I have considered it, but just like coding, for me, I feel like the biggest issue I have with that on a perspective level is I don't feel like I'll ever have enough time to do it well. Alright, that looks, so, you know, as bad as it is, it looks better than I thought it was going to look. Hopefully DF can do something with this. Yeah, I'm pretty much. I think I would be basically in the exact same boat as you, if I had to guess. Well, there you go, DF. Enjoy. What the fuck, dude? Why? Why is Photoshop so stupid? I don't even remember what everything was looking like. Let's see. Enjoy that evidence of my lack of artistic talent. Yeah, that's the thing, is like we're so restricted based on the art assets alone. Like to conceive of new units without having the ability to make sure that the art and like their animations and everything else checks out. Like, that's really fucking challenging to do, man. It's not really easy. So the Mesk 3ds Max scene didn't help you with that? You should definitely ping him and let him know, like, or just DM him or something and say, like, hey, I've been messing around with this for a while and I haven't gone anywhere. How did you resolve the lighting issues? And maybe he'll be able to explain it to you, because I know he's used that program for years and he knows how lighting works, so hopefully that would help. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick again, and I shall return momentarily. Alright. I've returned. I won't be here for much longer, because I do want to get ready for the Half-Life 2 stream. It's going to be in around 2 o'clock. Or, sorry, it's going to be a little bit later than that. Because of Dynamo's availability. But... we'll see what's in store for us. Get the Warcraft 2 review done today as well. This is going to be nice. Oh, check that out. Dynamo's actually early to home. Alright, so we got about 10 minutes left before I gotta bail and do the Warcraft 2 review. So, as a result of all that, I am going to take a sec to discuss what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Now, tomorrow is planned on... I've got some shit to do in the morning, so I won't be doing a morning stream, but I will be doing an afternoon stream where I will be working on Hydra. And then Tuesday will be another day where I'm going to be doing Hydra and Half-Life 2, just like today. So, in the next couple of streams, I'm still going to be working on finalizing a lot of the shit related to the AI. The only thing that I think I'm not super happy with this AI is that I don't... Well, for one, I don't have guards for it. Like, I don't have pre-placed guards. I can't tell the AI to only build guards with its... like, locally. So, I'll add some guards and stuff. That won't really take too long. But the big thing that I definitely want to tweak is making sure that their attack patterns, the units that they use, the compositions that they use are in keeping with what the personality is meant to be. After that, we're going to be working with the next AI. So what I'll try to do before my next mod stream is to just finish tweaking stuff, like putting the guards in and tweaking the attacks, so that I don't have to work on the renegades at all. Going into the next stream, I'll probably work on CAG or the Overmind. And we'll leave it at that for the next two streams, I think, is just trying to finish those. Finish one of those two. And then the other of those two. And then I'll probably do Aldaris. And then at that point, once Aldaris is done, hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have all of the enemy AI done. And I'll be able to, you know, test that out with 2 other human players, should we be able to do that. by then. So that's my hope. Going into the next, I guess next week, I hope to have a beta available, and I hope to code in the AI allies so that people can test it in 2-player or single-player instead of all 3 players having to be there. That will definitely help out. And that whole next week is just going to be balance testing and bug testing, bug hunting, that sort of thing. So, that's it. So, that's the plan. I have my notepad thing open this whole time. Oops. How embarrassing. I didn't notice it because I didn't have notepad open when I had my OBS open. Well, anyways, that's that. I'm gonna head out. Thanks for watching. Kissy. And yeah, stay tuned for about an hour. I'll have the Warcraft 2 review uploading, and Half-Life 2 will begin around then as well. Bye!